A landlord drunkenly bulldozed through a house with tenants still inside. A supermarket found $7 million worth of cocaine in the bananas. And a man tossed a beloved chicken in order to feed an alligator in front of the kids. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. Let's go. A landlord is accused of bulldozing over a house with tenants still inside. This story is out of my home state of Massachusetts, also called Taxachusetts, and it's filled with massholes like this landlord who's facing 2 charges of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon of destruction after allegedly driving a bulldozer into his rental property with the tenant still inside. You think your landlord mistreated you because didn't fix the toilet in time? Has your landlord tried to bulldozer your living room? This guy. According to the media, we have John Sanborn, 77 years old, still operating heavy machinery, this guy. He visited, quote, I'm just paying you a visit in my bulldozer. He visited his North Shore tenant and asked if her boyfriend was living at the house. Sanborn didn't really believe her when she said no, and he demanded an extra $500 per month in rent. The landlord left unsatisfied. The landlord left angry. The landlord threatened to level the house. Shortly after the fight, John Sanborn reportedly drove into the home with a bulldozer. Well, you got to hand it to this guy. He does have integrity. When he says he's going to do something, he sticks to it. The tenant told the police she believes the landlord was intoxicated at the time as well, so operating some heavy machinery on some booze. The Salisbury police, this happened in Salisbury. In case you didn't know, even Massachusetts has crazy rednecks, and they all live in Salisbury. It's kind of known for that. I'm not surprised this story is out of Salisbury. Shall I do a Massachusetts accent for a portion of this story? Okay, the ayes have it. When the Salisbury police arrived on the scene, they immediately arrested Sanborn. In addition to the assault and battery charges, he also is charged with disorderly conduct and for having a firearm and ammunition on his person. It's not where you want to have your firearm and ammunition on your person when the police are about to arrest you for disorderly conduct, drunkenly driving a bulldozer. Salisbury police officer Patrick found a loaded .38 caliber revolver in Sanborn's pocket. Police also confiscated 2 boxes of .22 caliber ammunition. When Patrick, the police officer, asked John Sanborn, the landlord, about this incident, Sanborn said he had, quote, a lot of trouble with them people. That's great. So yeah, you had a lot of trouble with those people and you decided to just run them over with a bulldozer. Some people solve their problems with the guns. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to be like everybody else and solve my problem with my guns. Instead, I'm going to use my bulldozer to really send a strong message to the other tenants that might be living on the property in their cabins. The house was ruled unlivable by the firefighters soon after the incident. Yeah, because he drove through it with a bulldozer. Of course it's unlivable. I mean, unless you want some really good air conditioning. The following day, the building inspector, Robert, condemned what was left of the home. I need more information. What happened to the tenant inside? Did they get out unscathed? This article ends rather briefly. Let me find another one for some more information. Okay, we got some more deets. Upon arrival, police identified the tenant who was allegedly inside the residence with her boyfriend at the time when the residence was, quote, pushed off its foundation approximately 5 feet. Here's another quote from the police. The wooden siding also displayed a fresh horizontal marking consistent with a long blade, which would be affixed to a piece of heavy machinery. As I said, Sanborn was placed under arrest. When the police spoke with Sanborn's wife, she directed them to the 3 rifles, which were not secured, stored, or trigger-locked in any proper manner whatsoever in the home. Police seized the weapons. Police asked Sanborn, the masshole, how many firearms he had in the residence, but he did not provide an answer. Sanborn did not have any registered firearms, according to the Criminal Justice Information Services. Now, despite all this and the arrest, the clerk magistrate decided to release Sanborn on personal recognizance pending his next court appearance. Is this the kind of guy you want out there? A lot of guns and a bulldozer, not afraid to use it. Well, I'd imagine if being a landlord doesn't quite work out for Sanborn, he could open a landscaping business. Just remember it's weird news, and it'll be alright. Beep. A man threw a chicken to feed a hungry alligator at the wildlife park. A man apparently tossed a beloved chicken named Betty White to its death inside an alligator pen. He claimed he simply wanted to feed the reptile, according to his lawyer. Now, this article is mostly from the statements of the lawyer, who said that Smith... All right, I got a lot of questions here. Was this his own beloved chicken that he threw into the alligator pen? Did he own it? Did he show up with his chicken under his coat and then just toss it into the alligator pen to feed it? What is going on here? Now, a lot of this article is from the statements of his lawyer. The guy's last name is Smith. The lawyer said Smith fed a chicken to a hungry alligator in a wildlife park. He said that this was a happy alligator after feasting on the chicken named Betty White. So the chicken's name is Betty White. The defense lawyer said Smith has no criminal record, is a grandfather, and grew up in the country and, quote, just wanted to feed an alligator. Is this his chicken? Does Betty White belong to Smith? I want to know what's going on here. You're not going to believe this, but the article I'm reading is an ad for a chicken sandwich just popped up. And no doubt I'm going to get chicken ads on my phone because it's listening to everything I say. I'm going to get some KFC ads and Chick-fil-A ads. And so are you, listener. You're going to get them from your devices. I'm so sorry. Now, the local magistrate says that these are, quote, serious allegations, and there's a maximum penalty for aggravated animal cruelty, and it's 2 years imprisonment and a fine of $24,000. Now, part of the lawyer's defense is this statement. What's the big deal? 750 million chickens are killed each year. That's true. That's true. Millions of people are killed each year, too, but it's not okay to just throw people into the alligator pen at a wildlife park. So that's not a very good argument for just randomly tossing a chicken into the alligator pen. But then again, this is what you get from lawyers, and that's why they're not going to heaven, as you know. Police had attended the wildlife park after reports that this much-beloved chicken named Betty White had been snatched from an enclosure in the wildlife park and then thrown into the alligator pen in front of some shocked families, including children. So this maniac, Smith, just grabs a chicken out of one area of the park and then throws it into the alligator area. So basically stealing from the petting zoo to feed the reptile exhibit is what it sounds like. Wow, this guy's out of his gourd, clearly. This is no bueno. Very sadistic individual. Now, there's a statement here by the owner of the wildlife park named Kent, who is deeply saddened by the fate of Betty White, who is a silky hen. I guess is that a special hen of some sort? Not only is the owner saddened by the fate of Betty White, but the staff is as well. Everybody's pretty shocked. Here's a quote from Kent. This is the first time in our over 40 years that we have had a member of the public engage in such cruelty in what is an animal sanctuary. Betty White was hand-raised at the park and had played a very crucial role in our endangered species breeding program for the bush stone curlew and other species by providing surrogacy to all of the chicks. She was very popular in our petting zoo area. Her quiet nature means that she would not hesitate to approach customers for some little animal pellet treats, making her, unfortunately, an easy target for a ruthless perpetrator like this. How could you be so cruel to throw Betty White into the alligator pen? We're not going to be able to make do around here without Betty White. I'm going to miss her little clucks in the morning when I have my morning coffee. She used to cluck when I had my coffee. I called it my coffee cluck session. Oh, she was adorable. Oh, she would just go, and I'd be sipping my coffee, and Betty White would come over and just, and I'd feed her some pellets. And now she gone, man. She gone. So that was the quote from the emotional Kent, owner of what is actually a sanctuary after all. They ought to make this man who fed the beloved chicken to the alligator do some sort of community service, probably cleaning the gator pen while covered in chicken feathers. I think that's an appropriate punishment for such a degrading action. I'm calling for it right now. Justice for Betty White. Who's with me?
Let's rock.
A supermarket discovers millions of dollars worth of cocaine in the bananas. Well, where is this place with the cocaine-infused produce? I need to know so I can totally avoid this place. You know what I'm saying? Who wants cocaine-infused produce? The police did not identify the discount supermarket chain, or they're not telling us where this is. They don't want a line around the corner for some cocaine bananas. You know, people wanting to make cocaine smoothies, banana cocaine bread. Or just, if you're old school, just banana lines. Just lay out some banana lines and go to town. Okay, they're not naming the supermarket. It is in Germany. They say the cocaine was found at stores in several cities across the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. Employees at the discount supermarket chain found 210 pounds of cocaine stashed inside crates of bananas. This all took place on Monday. The drugs are reported to have a street value of around $7.8 million. Police did not name the supermarket in question, but said the drugs turned up in several cities around the western state. And somewhere out there is an angry drug dealer with a lot of normal bananas and no doubt going bananas. And someone's going to get fired. And by fired, I mean beheaded. We have a statement here from the Mönchengladbach. This is a police department in Mönchengladbach. Here's a quote from that police department that I can't say clearly. The investigators are working on the assumption that the food discounter was not the correct recipient for this cocaine delivery, but received these goods in error. So you believe this wasn't the correct recipient for the cocaine delivery? These supermarkets? No kidding. Wow, these police are quite brilliant. I don't know how they piece that together. Well, what do you guys know so far from your investigation? Well, we believe that the cocaine bananas weren't meant to go to the supermarket. That's what we've come up with. Wow, this is the exact definition of what they call no shit Sherlock. Wow, what are they paying these idiot police officers over there? Do they solve any crime? Yeah, we did a little Google search and we found that surprisingly there is no such fruit called a cocanana. So we're going with that. The police say they believe the shipment originated in South America and arrived at the Belgian port of Antwerp before being transported to the supermarket's distribution warehouse in Germany. Wow, I tell you, that's got to be a hell of a day to be a warehouse worker at this grocery market distribution center. When you and your buddies come across cocaine-infused bananas. Lots of them. That's a good day. Yes, we've come across $7 million worth of cocaine-infused bananas. We've handed over the $6 million worth of cocaine bananas to our management, who's going to turn over the $5 million worth of cocaine-infused bananas to the police, we believe, and hope someone ought to take these terrible people down. Meanwhile, we're getting a lot of work done today, I tell you. Woo! I mean, these forklifts are just flying around. We're going to get out of here at halftime, I think. Hello, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending some time with your buddy Jonesy and the show. Appreciate everybody sending me stories the last few days, sending me emails this week. You can always email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. And let it be known that tomorrow it will be the Florida Friday episode. So if you come across any weird Florida news from this week, don't hesitate to send me a link. You can also drop them into my Instagram DM @funnyjones as well. I got some calls from some OG fans of the show, like Jim from Cleveland and Connie from Georgia. And we also heard from Buck from Las Vegas, who turns out he's trapped in Florida with this hurricane, trying to get a flight out of there and back to Vegas. So we wish Buck luck. We wish Buck luck. We wish Buck luck. We hope he survives and can get the hell out of Florida. Although if maybe you just stay in Florida another day, and you call into the show tomorrow, Buck, live from the hurricane. Shh. This is Buck reporting for Weird AF News, where we have 100-mile-an-hour winds here. That'd be funny. Maybe not. I'm just brainstorming here. Anyways, you guys can always call the show 646-450-2012. If you want to support the show by keeping Jonesy caffeinated, please go to weirdafnews.com. That's the official website, and click on the Buy Me a Coffee banner, or join the Patreon, which you can do by clicking on the Patreon banner as well, right there on the website, weirdafnews.com. All right, we'll keep it brief. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck with your life, man.
What up, weirdos? What up, Jonesy? It's your old friend, Vegas Buck. I'm stuck in Immokalee, Florida, on the dirty side of this whatever Helena mess hurricane thing is. I think I'll get out of here. It's been 6 canceled flights that I was just listening to yesterday's show about trying to get out and get where you're going, and I really feel like that guy who's stuck in Florida. Either way, I will get back, hopefully by the time you hear this, and we'll see you down there at the Comedy Club at the Stratosphere on Halloween in Vegas. Woo! Looking forward to it. Stay cool, stay weird, stay fun.
Jonesy, you rock and roller, and you vibe to all the 5-star generals out there. That's right, I'm calling you the 5-star generals. I'm not calling you weirdos. Jonesy might, but I'm calling you the 5-star generals. Your job is to support Jonesy, listen to him, and giving him 5 stars. That's why I'm calling you the 5-star generals. Hey, what I'm really calling about is the holidays are coming. What a perfect gift you can buy for your loved ones, for yourself. You can buy Jonesy a mug from Jonesy or a t-shirt. Now, just because you got the mugs doesn't mean you got to drink coffee in it. Think about it. You could put hot cocoa for the kids, yourself. I know I like cocoa. Good cup of tea if you like it. Or even if you want to pour some alcohol in there. God knows that some of you like your alcohol. And if you don't, and the kids need water, pour it in the cup. Take it to work with you. Be proud. And how about that t-shirt you can buy? Think about it. People would say, what's your t-shirt say? Whatever it says on Jonesy's t-shirt, think about it. And they can say, what's that? Then you can support Jonesy and advertise that way. So I think that's a great idea, buying a holiday gift for your loved ones. Don't forget, the season's coming. Oh, and by the way, Jonesy, when you lose your football, that's right, your fantasy football to someone else. Ha ha. Don't forget to send them a t-shirt and a mug. That's the least you can do, you little weasel. And while you're at it, Jonesy, and your listeners, yeah, Jonesy doesn't think the Cleveland Browns are that good. Well, I think their defense is going to be good. So hopefully one of you took Cleveland Browns defense in the fantasy football. Maybe not the offense. There's a couple good players on fantasy football that are good for the Browns that you can take. Not the whole team, but I think the defense is good. We will see at the end of the year who will have the last laugh, Jonesy, if you don't win your fantasy football. You think you're the hot man picking it all. I don't know about that. We'll see at the end of the year. When you lose, don't forget to send them the gifts. That's all I'm saying. I didn't play. I should have played just to prove a point to you. But hopefully you're doing good, all you weirdos. I don't want to say that anymore. So hopefully you're doing good, all you 5-star generals out there. Keep the good work up. Keep your good work up with the stuff, Jonesy. And I love you all. Your friend, Jim from Cleveland. I'm out.
Hi, Jonesy. It's Connie from Cedartown, Georgia. And I was calling about the story you did yesterday about eating grasshoppers to improve your sleep, hair, and libido. I'm just going to take my chances and not eat grasshoppers. I just can't bring myself to. Even if they're chocolate covered, I just don't think I could do it. And it probably would help my hair, but again, I'll take my chances and try something else. And two, I want to thank Huge Arse for the shout out yesterday. That was very cool. And I know who you are. As soon as Jonesy said Tim Tams, I thought, I know it. So I want to thank you for turning me on to those. And I'm sorry to hear about your divorce. I know that's so painful to go through. I haven't been married or divorced, but I have been through a breakup in a serious relationship, and that's the most painful thing I've ever gone through other than the death of my grandparents and stuff like that. That just really cut me to the core, so I sympathize, and you'll get through it. And really, I won't get into it. There's not enough time, but it takes a while, but it does. You'll come out of it, and you'll be a better person, and Stella got her groove back, and so will we. I'll put it that way. And Jonesy, I don't know what's wrong with the Patriots. That game last night sucked. So, and the Braves and the Red Sox don't have a chance in the playoffs either, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm going to watch them anyway. So everybody have a good weekend. Be kind. Take care of yourselves. Love y'all and love you, Jonesy. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.